infrastructure. I ended up co-founding a company called Portis. Portis was a standard Web3 provider. And so our whole theory was, and I'm sure you're all familiar with MetaMask, but our theory back then was, instead of the user going to a dApp for the first time and not having a wallet and being kicked out and having to go download MetaMask and install it and learn what private keys are, then go back to the dApp, we wanted to work with the developers so that the end user could have a really good onboarding experience. So we ended up building an SDK. We gave it to developers, and then an end consumer could go directly to a dApp and log in with an email and password. What we did was we encrypted the private keys with end-to-end encryption, sort of like LastPass or OnePass. And we were one of the first wallets to support NFTs and go cross-chain and have credit card to crypto purchases and credit card to NFT purchases. And we ended up supporting over 500 plus companies in the space, from Uniswap, SushiSwap, Yearn Finance, MakerDAO, Augur, Alchemy, Zerion, OpenSea, Rarible, and many other companies. In 2020, we were acquired by Shapeshift. Shapeshift, which is like an OG exchange that's been around since 2014, which is now a DAO. And during that whole transition, friends who are artists and curators and collectors, they're like, Scott, you've been supporting NFTs for so long. There has to be a way that, people can enjoy in their home or in a gallery, at a higher level of experience, more so than just on a phone and computer. I'm like, that's a really great question. Let me think about that. And as I saw there was no real frames in the ecosystem, I thought I was in a perfect position to be able to go solve that problem. So I went out to a couple team members that I've known for many years, and I said, hey, here's the idea. Let's move this forward. And that's how Lago was started, and that's a little bit about my background.
Thank you for that background. So I think the big question that everyone obviously has is, in what ways do you plan to partner with Mongol NFT, and what will the partnership entail?
There's a few different opportunities at hand. One, we're doing a traditional partnership where Mongol has the ability to sell our frames directly to the community. And one thing that I wanted to hold as a surprise for this call today is that any wolf holder of Mongol is going to get a discount to be able to purchase Lago. I've never discussed this before. Gabbit doesn't know. Jack didn't know. No one knew that I was going to be offering this to the community, but I wanted to be able to build in more utility to the wolf holders. So anyone that is a wolf holder will get a discount to be able to purchase a Lago frame. And anyone that has a Lago frame gets access to exclusive content from different communities throughout the ecosystem, which is really incredible.
Yeah, that's a really great opportunity for our wolf community. Thank you for you to get Lago frame from, say, an idea you had to like a real life tangible product. What was the process like for that?
Well, I don't know if anyone's ever built hardware before. And excuse my language, I don't know what the age group is here, but hardware is fucking hard. It is quite challenging to do, especially in a world of COVID and logistics, which have taken a big hit. However, we were still able to accomplish this in under 1 year, from the inception of the idea to building the product and having it at physical events. And now we're doing different gallery presentations and at different fun events at NFT collaborations at NFT LA and Art for Rees and at Tagliatelle Gallery and galleries in New York. And so we actually start shipping out product at the end of April and early May. So really, really excited to get it into the buyer's hands.
Yeah. So what do you so you've had your fundraising round and you've successfully brought in many primary players in Web3. What do you think about Lago was so appealing that this fundraising round was so successful, do you think?
Well, I think we're solving a problem that's needed in this ecosystem. People want to be able to display their, their collection of minted works of art, and they want to have build a community around it. And so, our frame is not just a display system. Our frame handles like four really cool, unique proposition points. One, we have a really simple mobile application that you log into that you can aggregate all your NFTs to display on frame. Second, we have a curation portal so that you could actually subscribe to different tastemakers in our ecosystem. And then three, we have a whole authenticity and provenance layer. So you can actually on frame know what you're showing is actually owned by you, with a certificate of authenticity, and or if you're viewing someone else's works, you'll be able to see who owns that and the historical information there. And then my favorite part is we also have a sound bar, and in that sound bar is a cameras and audio equipment for developers to build into those APIs to control the hardware. So now, if you want to have like gesture control to engage with your NFTs, you can do that. Or maybe like the artist wants to do some like really crazy puzzles, where if you do the right gesture sequence, it unlocks the next access pass to something. Or maybe you want to do like a meditative NFT where the NFT changes based off your heart rate. So I'm super excited to see the creativity from the artists of what they're going to build into Lago's ecosystem.
Right. And so if I have this correct, the sound system and the gesture controls are they extra options you can add on to your frame?
Yeah, that's correct. You could get that in addition to the frame.
Okay. And so what currently what types of frame do you have available, and what are you working on any current projects, or what do you envision for the future for Lago?
Yeah, so if you go to lagoframe.com, or I'm sure actually Gabbett and Jack want to use their, I think there's a page. Maybe if you go to lagoframe.com
Mhm.
/ Mongol NFT, you could go there, and see the frames that we currently have. We have square frames, and we have different framing options of square and rounded. Um, and yeah, we have a whole V2 product line that we're working on. But we're just excited for the different collaborations with different artists and groups and entities and brands that we have in the works right now. But yeah, our Founders Edition frame, which we're in the process of selling, is pretty special because anyone that has our Founders Edition frame is airdropped in their wallet a really special NFT. And that NFT is going to give them access um, to a lot of special content and VIP events, and have exclusive rights to future airdrops that we'll be participating in.
I see. And so you were talking about the discount for the wolf community. Is this discount for this current frame you have on sale on Lago, or is it applicable for any future frame as well?
It's only for the Founders Edition frame.
Gotcha. And
And
another
to
question.
be,
Oh,
yeah, so
yeah.
uh, to partake in the wolf holder offering, you'd have to communicate directly with the community team, whether Gabbett or Jack, and then they'll create a list, or someone else on the team will create a list of who the holders are that want their wolf Lago frame.
Yeah, so actually, that's great news, Scott, and thank you so much for actually. I had no idea, actually. Like, yeah, you're gonna announce that, yeah.
Well,
And
I wanted to bring a surprise to the
yeah,
community.
that was really good.
Super.
And so for the community, and I just posted the link on the stage chat so that you guys can actually go ahead and check it out at Lago Frame and would say Mongol NFT them, and yeah, see how it looks like, how it feels like, yeah, on the websites.
Okay. So continuing on, what what would you say differentiates Lago from other companies making similar products currently on the market or about to, and what makes Lago a better viewing option than say, just viewing it on TV?
Well, we really deal with a lot of blue chip collectors, and a collector wants to have their multi-million or hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of minted works of art on a frame that gives value to the art itself. They don't want to be switching to Bravo TV or a Super Bowl game or some sporting event and then switch over to their fine art. It sort of devalues the art in itself by using a TV. At the same time, we really focus on engagement. And so to be able to truly experience generative art and experiential art, you'll need a Lago frame since we have the gesture control built in, the the voice control, the ambient light sensors to be able to manipulate the area. Imagine looking at a Mona Lisa, and as you walk by, it follows you with her eyes. These are things that can be done only on a Lago, because of our APIs that are open for the community to build into. Um, Listen, I think there's plenty of room for all the competitors in the space that sell for $100 up until $40,000. It really depends on what you're trying to experience, and how you want to be able to show off your own collection.
Right. And so in one of the blog posts that was recently posted, it said that Lago authenticates tokens and is accompanied by the bespoke app. Could you tell us a little bit more about this?
So we have a whole authentication and provenance layer built into the mobile application. So when you're showing your minted works of art, your NFTs, we pull the metadata from Etherscan automatically to show authenticity is verified and owned by you. And so there's a certificate of authenticity on frame that shows that you actually own what you're showing.
Right, right. And so what kind of technology does the frame use, and could you tell us a bit more about that?
I mean, sure. I wouldn't really dive too deep into the technology because it's never about the technology itself, right? It's more so about the value that the people get from utilizing it. Can you tell me what's in your iPhone or your Android phone? Or can you tell about the experiences that you get from utilizing it? Um, uh,
Right.
I try to move people away from the blockchains and the core technologies because for new users that are coming into the space that are starting to collect, I want them to really focus on the experience and the emotions that they feel, less about the tech underneath it, because they don't need to know about the tech underneath it. They just need to be able
Right.
to experience the arts and the joy that they get from it.
Right, right. We actually have a question from the audience. So the question is, I have some questions for Scott. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Where do you think the future of NFTs are headed, and why did you decide to invest in NFTs with your Lago frame idea?
Great question. So two parts. I'll start at the last part of the question. The reason why I dove into Lago is one, I saw the progression and the need of collectors being able to enjoy their works. We were talking with a lot of collectors from Christie's and Sotheby's and large auction homes, and you know, I wanted to draw up. I want to draw a pattern here that we saw with Bitcoin. Early Bitcoin, you had your miners, your developers, and curious people buying and holding. Eventually, institutions started believing in it, and those institutions eventually recommended to their portfolio holders that you should be diversifying a portion of your assets into crypto or Bitcoin. We're seeing the same patterns happen from traditional art worlds, where these large collectors of traditional art are eventually going to be told from these auction houses and large galleries to diversify their assets into minted works of art. And the one thing that was really stopping these collectors was that there was no tool no frame easy enough and white glove service enough to be able to handle, their enjoyment needs. And I really want to move forward in that direction to be able to help move that forward. And second, the second part of the question is, where do I see NFTs going? Um, I think that you'll see creators getting more involved. So if you look at like what Steve Aoki, who's a musician, and Blau, and many others, Snoop Dogg, etc., they've been creating music for decades. And the amount of money that they made in decades that they can create from putting their art directly on the blockchain and making minted works of art, they can create so much more freedom for themselves from cutting out all the middlemen and all the big companies. So it's bringing freedom to these creators. And eventually everything in the physical and the digital will have some representation of NFTs. Now, it may not all be art, but there will always be a representation in an NFT. So I think you'll see a big move towards that.
Okay, and then our same member who just asked a question also asked, how do you see Mongol NFT from your perspective?
I see Mongol NFT as the open sea of Mongolia. The team has done such a phenomenal job of creating culture and experiences and community, for a group that is so passionate in creating. So I was really excited to see Mongo do so well, and especially since my personal friends were part of it, that made me even much more happier.
And so how do you plan on bringing in more customers that are currently unaware of your product, of the possibility of showcasing their NFTs?
I think it's doing community calls like this and reaching out to different communities that never heard of us. I think once our frames start shipping into the hands of the collectors, they'll start, organically posting and taking pictures, and it should spread pretty fast and far from that. In the meantime, it's, going to different gallery showings and, presenting with different artists and, being as organic as we can and trying to help the community and being part of, uplifting different artists globally and giving them a voice within our curation channel.
Right. And so do we have any more questions from the audience, or if Gabby or Jack Chuck would like to ask any questions from Scott?
So on my side, actually not much question, and maybe like we can maybe a little bit discuss about like a Lago frame, and also like Scott actually went to Eat Denver, right? And maybe Scott maybe can share maybe your experience about maybe Eat Denver and how maybe Lago participated at Eat Denver and showed the Lago frame around like for maybe like thousands of the crypto community, right? And
Yeah, by all means. And actually, am I able to share my screen too?
nope. But what we can do is, if you truly want to share our screen, we can actually go to stage with video channel, and then we can actually share it over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to share my screen. I think I want to show some stuff which I think would be exciting for the community.
Sure. Maybe guys, then maybe let's move. Let's try this one because we have never done this one. Okay.
Ooh, I love experiments.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna speak in Mongolian right now to actually tell the audience to move to the stage. За guys, одоо нэг манай Lago frame Scott болох дээр ирэхэд screen share хийж хэдүүлээ demo ингээд үзүүлэх сонирхолтой байгаа юм байна. Хүсэлтэй байгаа юм байна. Тийм учраас хэдүүлээ яг одоо нэг Mongol NFT DAO stage гэсэн channel байгаа тий. Тэрний дээдлэлд байгаа stage with video гэсэн channel руу бүгдээрээ ороод тэнцээ хэдүүлээ нэг Lago frame-ийн stage-ийг demo хөдөлөө үзцгээе. Yeah, let's move on to the stage with video channel.
Now that stage with video channel is locked, so it has to be unlocked for me. might have a question.
It seems like, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna bring Aruka. Aruka, yeah. Yeah, I just accepted Erica's request, and so yeah, while we're working on that one, and let's bring her on the stage. Yeah. Hey Erica, if you're listening, and well, she's not. So yeah, and so maybe Gabby and Scott may talk a little bit about different things, and let me try to figure out that thing. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott. Such a great conversation, and we're super excited hearing the Wolf community discount. Thank you for also. This is the great utility for the community, and from the technology perspective, and also from what you said exactly. I'm 100% agree with. It's underneath. Even how does internet work, right? I mean, you don't have to know. You're just in the internet.
Exactly.
So that's the beauty of experience what you've purchased, and you want to show your family members, friends, partners to the world. Basically, that's where the Lago basically comes in. That's I think that's first when Jack introduced us. I mean, I was super excited, and I'm super excited to get ours to see, to share to our community as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you to receive it as well. But yeah, like our whole goal is to extract those difficulties away so that you could focus on enjoying the art and the
Exactly.
collection itself. And
Exactly.
you know, the theory that we want to take, almost like the Apple approach, right? They don't give us much control on the device, but they give a really great user experience. And
Correct.
I think it's really important to have a really good user experience while enabling people to enjoy the powers of blockchain technology.
Right, right. Totally agree with that.
All right, guys. So I created a new channel called Lago Demo. So
Ooh.
let's jump to Lago Demo yeah, channel, and let's see.
All right.
Yeah. Hey guys, за манайхан бүгдээрээ Lago Demo гэдэг байгаа channel руу бүгдээрээ ороорой. Одоо Scott хэлчээ demo үзүүлэх болно. All right, guys. Yeah. Hey.
Excellent.
Yeah. This is our actual very first experiment actually doing this. Yeah.
Hey.
All right. I think everyone can see my screen now.
Yes, I can see. Yeah, I hope like everyone else can see it.
Now, I know the trick, which what some people do is on Discord when they want to do screen sharing, they stay in the voice chat, but then they create a Zoom link so that everyone can watch on Zoom while still staying in control of the stage in the chat.
Yeah, that's actually we would love to actually try out that trick though. Yeah.
Meanwhile, a couple things I really wanted to show is, so first thing I'm going to show you is the hand gesture control when we were testing out. So what you're going to see here is someone testing out on the camera, the hand gesture. Temka, you're going to want to mute yourself. All right. So now I'm going to show you a couple other videos. Here we go. So this one is from when we were in LA and we did a partnership with Super Rare. Super Rare curated the gallery, and this was at a hotel during an art conference. So you'll get to see the frame and the different pieces of work that were curated. Graphics piece, one of my favorites.
Oh, actually, I like that.
Yeah,
Is it
in
at
person, it's beautiful.
NFT LA, or is it? Was it before then?
This is before NFT LA. With NFT LA, we did something with Huxley last night, and I think today Tristan Eaton and Shepard Fairey.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is another,
Mm. So are those like when we buy maybe a frame or like a frame and also that's or like does standing like stands actually come with it or
here. So you could purchase a stand. So I'll go to the store, and you could go here. And so if I get to pick whether I want square or rounded. I'm gonna go square, and I get to pick the color that I want: black, white, natural. I'm gonna go white. I'm gonna go sound bar. I'm gonna say power station, and I'm also gonna say a stand. And so then I have my whole setup. Now, if I didn't want, I'll go no stand. I'll go no power station. Then this is what it looks like. And so you can pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, or traditional credit card.
I like that actually like you can accept actually like yeah cryptocurrencies as a payments.
Yeah. Now, if I went to, let's say, Lago frame /
Pages Mongol NFT.
NFT. So now I could go here, and I got my wolf on screen, and you can see a little bit about the interactivity, the gesture camera, the sound bar, and here's what the sound bar looks like, and some cool quotes from different people in the ecosystem. From Devin, who's the CEO of OpenSea, to Coin Artist, to Tackle Galleries. And, I could hit buy now. And then you could go through the purchase flow. And you could decide what kind of frame you want. And if you want to know more about the tech, it's all here.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, it's like a pretty actually smooth flow too. Yeah, and also like I like the app though. Like it's app actually really great, and also frame is beautiful. Yeah, I think like it's if people want to show the wolves, actually it's gonna be actually perfect size.
Yeah, the wolf. Here, I'll go back. Let's go look at that wolf again. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, wow, it looks fantastic.
Super.
Here, I'm gonna airdrop a video of a gallery that we're presenting at. So you get to see it on frame. Let me airdrop to my computer. All right, let's accept. I'm gonna open. See where it's at. Okay. Should pop up here in a second. Let's open this. Check this gallery out. That we're doing a big show tonight.
It's at NFT LA?
No, it's back in New York at a gallery.
Oh, actually, I like that.
Thought I was showing the whole piece. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's one piece. Let me show the whole gallery because it's really cool. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, perfect. This is the one where I showed the gallery. Oh, shame. Here we go. Okay. So here. So now you'll see the chords aren't like taped up yet with the core protector, but you'll be able to see the whole space of like how it looks mounted on a wall in this beautiful gallery that we're getting ready for the show.
I like that actually. Is that actually
Oh wow.
the frame?
Yeah, that's our frame.
Oh, sure. I see. I like
Scott,
actually
where is it? It's in San Francisco?
New
New York City.
New York City. Nice. And for each artist, basically, you dedicate one frame, or how does it work?
It depends on what the show wanted to do. They could have multiple pieces per frame on a turnstile. They could do whatever they want. But for this show, there's like 4 or 5 different artists, and they have a couple different pieces. This is my favorite. Look how crisp this looks. Look at that.
Wow.
Beautiful, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. So kind of like during the actual maybe like the gallery, like people kind of interact with the frame, maybe like using this gesture or like the sound effects.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. So with the gesture cameras, whatever the artist intended, they could program different things into it. So there's just more experience to be had with the Lago frame than any other one.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, I love that actual flexibility of actual people can actually program or like get their own thing, like program their own gestures and do whatever they want to do. And like, yeah, at the gallery, at maybe work, at home, or like, yeah. I think like I have never seen actually like any frame that has actually a feature.
Yeah, I think we are probably the only one.
Yeah, I think I thought that, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's fantastic. Actually, love it.
Well, I'm excited for the Mongol NFT community to start owning these frames and getting them in their homes, and start taking pictures of them and sharing it at what they look like, and all of us being together are part of a community.
Yeah, we are super excited too, and also like yeah, thank you for actually that bringing that's your big surprise that actually wall folders can actually have a discounted price to buy the Lago frames from us, and so we will talk about the details, and then we will let you guys know and how you can maybe get on the list to buy a Lago frame.
Yeah, so anyone that wants to get on the list for the discount, if you're a wolf holder, contact Jack, and we'll build that list out. And then for everyone else who is not a wolf holder, you could go to lagoframe.com/Mongol NFT, and you could purchase directly from the Mongol NFT partnership site.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, it's thank you for actually showing the demo. Actually, it was great, and thank you for actually coming today actually to yeah talk about Lago frame. And so Enril, and like, do we have like other questions left, or like do we have any questions on the stage chat? Maybe we can actually like continue on that one. Yeah, on here.
Yeah, no more questions on my end, and I believe no more questions left on the stage chat. So if no more questions from you, Jack or Gabi.
No, Scott. Scott. I mean, thank you very much for jumping on for today's call. Super insightful, super exciting, and very informative. Actually, call. I believe it's not just about. We talked about a lot of areas from technology, about from your background, why you started this idea, and what's about your background. I mean, it's all coming together, and today we're presenting this beautiful piece of product to the community. We're super excited. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. You guys done a wonderful job building a beautiful community.
Yeah, thank you, Scott, and also
Thank
yeah,
you.
thanks to the community for actually showing up today, actually listening our yeah partnership call. And so yeah, please contact me. Like if you want to actually buy Lago frame and if you own a Wolf, so we can actually put you on the list. And thank you again, Scott, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Take
All
care,
right,
Scott.
bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.